Another cold and rainy night without you lying by my side. I can't sleep, already tried, but still I dream away, thinking about the way it was. Oh baby, just the two of us. We had it all, but we got lost with nothing left to say. Days turned into months. You're still the one I want, but I carry on, yeah. But all the memories live inside of me, even when you're gone. How I miss the sun, missing all the fun. Do you think about me now and then? How I miss the sun, looking into those eyes, wishing that somehow we could go back again. One more time, one more time, baby, yeah. Oh, sunshine.
Good morning, everyone. It is a beautiful Monday morning. We had rain until about I think 7 o'clock. It's now I think 9, and I woke up this morning not very fresh. I slept really bad last night. I don't know why. I was up until like 3 o'clock, then tossing and turning into my bed until like 4:30. I think I finally fell asleep. So I woke up not very fresh, and I checked up on my emails, had my lemon water. With everything going on, the load of my emails was like cut to half, so I didn't have that much to do. So I was like, let me just take a walk. I was gonna come early in the morning, but it was raining. The weather turned out to be really beautiful all of a sudden, but probably we're gonna have rain in like a couple of hours again. So I was like, let me just get out of the house. I haven't left our house in 7 days. Last Saturday was the last time that I took a walk outside of the house, so I really needed the fresh air. So I'm just taking a stroll in our neighborhood, listening to a podcast just to feel a little bit fresh, because all I've done last week was drinking rosé, too many cups of coffee, and eating really unhealthy food. There's nothing wrong with feeling down and wanting to relax, but it's another thing when your entire lifestyle changes. Sorry, I'm just turning and going back. But yeah, I'm lucky in a sense that I'm used to working from home, but I'm used to going out a lot too. So I think it's okay to feel down a little bit with everything going on, but I don't want to go to a very unhealthy state. I still want to just take a walk, freshen up a little bit. I hope you guys can hear me with all of these noises. Last week I was in a very lazy mode. I was not productive at all, so this week I'm trying to be better. Just taking little walks, organization, keeping myself busy, dressing up even if I'm staying home, which I used to even do before this, because obviously I work from home. Weather is absolutely amazing. Sunny, but there's a breeze. Oh my god, the sun feels so good. I'm just gonna continue walking and listening to my podcast, and I will see you guys when I'm back home. There's something about palm trees and sun that makes my heart smile.
To hold my hand, painted our hearts in the sand, kissing while we made new plans, but still I dream away, thinking about the way it was, baby, just the two of us. We had it all, but we got lost with nothing left to say, yeah. Days turned into months, still the one I want, but I carry on, yeah. All the memories live inside of me, even I'll miss the sun.
Finally got dressed. Did I say good morning to you guys? Yes, I think this morning when I was going for a walk I said good morning to you guys, but good morning again. I'm finally, after I think a week, I'm wearing normal clothing, like actual normal clothing. I did my makeup, got jewelry on, got ready like I'm going out, because honestly I really needed to do this. I was going into a very slot mode of not doing anything and not being productive, so like I had to get ready for the day, especially because it's a Monday, so it's beginning of a work week. It's a little bit different than all the other weeks, but still it's a work week for me because I work from home, so my work doesn't stop. Obviously it is not like before, but still I have emails coming in, I have projects that I have to work on, and I'm writing my blog even more than I was before because I want to give you guys as much as content as I can. Let me grab my coffee and sit down and talk to you guys. Got my coffee, now it's better. So I'm sorry if you guys can hear a lot of noises in the background. Obviously everyone is home, so everyone is going into the living room, they're walking around and all of that. I saw over on Instagram a lot of people were struggling working from home, and I've been working from home for almost 2 years now, so a year and a half, and I'm kind of used to it, and I have a system that I follow, and I was like, this is the best time to share that with you guys. I talked about productivity hack and how I keep myself inspired working from home on my blog post. I will link it for you guys in the description box below, but just a general rules for people who never worked from home and having a hard time working from home, especially with everyone, like especially all the family members being home. Not everyone lives alone. I don't live alone, I live with my family, and a lot of people live with their partner, or they're like their moms who are working from home. So I put like few guidelines for myself to follow to work from home, because I've been there. I've been in a place where I sit on a couch or I have so many distractions that I don't work at all, and it makes me feel frustrated. So I just want to give you guys a few tips if you're working from home temporarily or you're working from home for a long run. So these tips help me a lot, and I hope it will help you guys too. First thing first, I'm gonna start from the morning routine that I go in. So I set a routine for myself. So every day I wake up at the same time. I don't sleep in, even though I work from home. I don't have to show up for anyone. I have to show up for me. So I put a set schedule. So every single day I wake up at 6:30 in the morning, and that has been like my schedule. Obviously it's one of the perks of my job that if I'm tired I can sleep in like until 7:15 if I don't have to get up and I don't have a meeting. But I try to stick to that schedule of 6:30 every single day. So I have a routine. So after waking up, I just make myself a lemon water and start working out. And when I'm done with my workout, and then I go into shower and skincare routine and so on. So that's the beginning of the morning. And one of the biggest tips that I can give you guys, if you're walking in the mornings or you're making your coffee or whatever it is that you're doing, I try to listen to a very positive and uplifting podcast. I will link a few of my favorite ones for you guys in the description box below. It helps me a lot. When you're getting ready, instead of watching a Netflix show, just listen to a 10 minutes of podcast. That's one of the biggest things. And then what I do, not every day, I used to do this every day, but now I do it once in a while when I'm feeling frustrated or I feel like I have a lot in my mind. I do a brain dump. What it is basically you just, whatever is in your mind, it doesn't have to be complete sentences, it does not have to make sense, it can be just a word, it can be an idea, it can be a plan, it can be something that bothered you the day before, or it can be anything that is going into your mind. You just write it down on a piece of paper. That helped me a lot to let go of the frustration. It just clears my mind and makes me think a little bit more clear. So that's one of the best things that I do on a days that my mind is like cluttered. After my workout or before even my workout, I just do a brain dump on a piece of paper. I just have a notebook dedicated for that. It's all over the place. It's not like a diary, it kind of is, but not in a perfect way. And then after my workout I shower, and which brings me to my next tip is getting ready for the day, even if you're not going anywhere and you're gonna be home. And I don't mean wearing full face of makeup and like wearing heels, even though I sometimes go crazy and do that, but I don't mean it in that sense, but I mean changing out of your PJs and your robe and wearing actual clothing. It can be a comfortable loungewear, it can be a sweater, it can be whatever you want it to be. If in that day you're in the mood for makeup, just wear makeup, but make yourself look presentable. Sometimes I have video calls at home that I have to do, so I like to do a little bit of makeup, which I'll go over my makeup products for everyday basis for you guys. I have a little bit of more of a shadow because I'm gonna take a few pictures today. So what I did was I used the primer. I absolutely love this. It fills in the pores and it gives me a canvas to work with, especially right now that I have a lot of texture for some unknown reason. And then instead of foundation, I started using a tinted moisturizer, which is Laura Mercier one, is one of my favorite ones. It covers my rosacea if I have few spots. It's really good for day-to-day basis. Foundation is a little bit heavy for me on a day-to-day basis, and this gives me enough coverage, and I go over it with other makeup products, so it works perfectly. After my tinted moisturizer, I go into my concealer. I absolutely love the Maybelline concealer. I talked about this before too. It is a dupe for NARS Creamy Concealer, which is like fraction of the price. The Maybelline one is the fraction of the price, and the coverage is fantastic. It stays on all day long. I go underneath my eyes and like around my nose on a day-to-day basis and just blend that out. And then for under my eyes, I use the Charlotte Tilbury powder. I love this. Like, I've used tons of products. I use lots of translucent powders or setting powders, and none of them compared to this one. It is extremely smooth, and it doesn't make my face look cakey. For everyday basis, I don't set my face. I just go over it with a light layer underneath my eyes, and that's it. Then I used my Chanel bronzer. It is one of the most beautiful bronzers. Like, it is so smooth, it goes on really nice on your skin, and it blends really beautifully. It's not too orange, it's not too gray, it's the perfect color. And over top of it, I go with the just because I like a little bit of a shimmering bronzer, I like the dewy look, I go over it with the Milani baked bronzer. Same thing with the Chanel one. This is not too orange, it is not too gray, it's the perfect color, and it has this golden sheen to it, which I absolutely love. And then moving on to blush. I know these are all so many steps, but this doesn't take me more than like 15 minutes, and it makes me feel better and I look presentable, especially because my job requires me to be in front of camera or take pictures and all of that, and I like to look put together. And for a blush, I use the Milani one. I've used this for years and years and years. I guess you guys are sick and tired of me talking about this. It is the most beautiful peachy color, and especially with going into spring, it absolutely is stunning. Then I use my beloved Laura Geller Gilded Honey highlighter. You guys know I'm obsessed with this highlighter. I don't use anything else, and it has the most beautiful glow from within, golden, not too gray and not too golden shimmer. So I use that, and then I go over to my eyes, and depending on the day, I don't always wear this much of a heavy shadow. You guys know I normally just do one bronze color all over and with mascara. For today, I use the Urban Decay palette. I use this beautiful peachy color. I was like, it's perfect for spring, with a little bit of a bronzy brown color on the crease just to blend it out, and I mix both of those colors underneath my eyes. For my waterline, you guys know I love the Urban Decay pencil in the color Lucky. It's this shimmery, bronzy, coppery brown, and it's a little bit harder to describe, but it's so beautiful. I use it in my waterline, it's so pretty. And then my mascara, I use the Maybelline one and L'Oreal one. A lot of you guys asked me if I have to choose one, which one I would go for only. I would obviously go with the L'Oreal one. I've been using it for years and years and years. I just use both of them now because I already opened it and I don't like to waste the products, so I'm just using the Maybelline one first for lengthening, and then I use the L'Oreal one for lengthening and the fullness of it. So then For the lips today, I used a Real Her lip liner. I'm about to run out of this. This is one of my favorites. It's not pink, but it's not completely brown either, so I absolutely love it. And I went over it with the YSL lipstick. I love YSL lipstick. They're so creamy and moisturizing, and my lips has been extremely dry, so I went over it just a little bit of a dab because it's very pigmented. And then I have this on top of it. I didn't want to add gloss, so I have this I think it's called Lipstick Queen. That's the name of the brand, and it's this beautiful white lipstick with a little bit of a gold flakes in it, but when you put it on, it's not like too shimmery, it's not like glittery. It adds a beautiful lip gloss without the lip gloss texture, like the tackiness. So I absolutely love it. I had this for like a year or so. I've never tried it before, and I recently came across it in my collection, so I've been using that instead of lip gloss. So over top of any lipstick that I put, even if it's liquid lipstick, I put that on top, and first of all it gives it a lot of moisture, and then it looks like not completely gloss, but like satin finish. I totally forgot about my eyebrows. I went for my eyebrows, I've been using the Maybelline like the thin liner. It's absolutely amazing for everyday use, and it's not too expensive. It gets the job done. And over top of it, I go with the e.l.f. eyebrow gel. Mine is in a color brown, I think, but next time that I purchase it, probably I'll go for the clear one, because it's just a little bit messier for me, and I don't know how to use it. Like, I don't want to get ready fast. It's just not user friendly for me specifically, because my eyebrows are not that thick. At the end, I just spray my face with a setting spray. For right now, I've been loving the Pixie Glow Mist. It's beautiful, and obviously it has the most beautiful glow, but you can use any mist that you want. So that's the rundown of my makeup. My coffee was getting cold, so I just went and warmed it up. So let's just have a coffee first. Better. The sun is coming out again. It was really cloudy. And for my hair, you guys know I don't like to wash my hair often, so dry shampoo is my best friend. Recently I've been loving this R&Co one. I don't know if I'm saying this correctly, the name of the brand, but I've been liking these. Way is another favorite one, and the really affordable one is the Batiste one that you can get it from CVS, Target, Walmart, and even TJ Maxx and Marshall have it for really inexpensive. And then because I don't wash my hair often, my hair gets dehydrated, especially at the ends, a lot. So what I do is I add oils all the time to my hair, either the Gisou one, which I'm running low on. So I just put like one pump on my hand, rub it all together, and then go all over my hair, especially like the ends. I don't put anything on top, even though right now I have a lot of baby hair. When there's no product left here, because my hair is growing back, I just go like this, but not a lot because it can get oily really fast. Just brushed it out. That's it for my hair. And another really good tip that I love when I'm working from home to do is putting on jewelry. Even if I'm in loungewear, I love to put jewelry on. Today I'm dressed because, again, I'm taking pictures. Even with loungewear, I always wear my necklaces, my earring, my rings, my watch. I always have my watch on nowadays. Try to put my jewelry on even if I'm in the loungewear. It's one of my favorite things to do. So now into like the working environment. One of my biggest tips is to put a space for you to work. For example, I don't have a desk in my room to work. I have a little bit of area, but I'm not comfortable there. So I work outside in the living room. And this area is one of my favorite places to work because, one, it's separated from the couches and the dining table. It's completely separate, and then I have a view of the outside, which is always nice, and it's airy, it's light, so I like to sit here all the time and work. And like when I'm sitting here, it's like I go into the work mode. It just also automatically, my brain works like that. And every time I want to work, I set up my stuff here, which is usually my laptop, my notebook, my iPad, and my phone. I don't need other stuff to work with, and that's where I set it up here. It's just I feel comfortable working here. The chair is comfortable, the table is comfortable, so just put a space for you to work. I sometimes work from my bed, which is not good, but one other great thing you can do is make your bed if you do not have space in the living room. Sometimes that happens because we're a family of 5 and I can't ask everyone to be quiet or not talk or whatever. Like, you can't do that. And if I want to be alone, I go into my room, and because I don't have a desk in my room that I'm comfortable, I sit on my bed. But a huge tip is to make your bed before start working from your bed, because when it's not made you just feel like a nap mode, but when it is completely made, set up your pillows and cushions and all of that. My bed is not crazy busy, it's just I don't have any extra cushions or anything, so I set up everything and then I start working. I have a little nightstand next to my bed. I would either put my like items there or on my leg even, but that's how I work if I'm working from bed, is making my bed and then working from it if I do not have any other choice. So that's one other tip. And what else? Set a time when you're working from home. For example, on a daily basis when I work from home, it starts from 8 a.m. until the latest is 6 p.m. when I push my videos live. I know that's a longer than normal time, but just consider the fact that in between those I go for photo shoot, I take calls, I take lunch, I go for lunch meetings and all of that. Right now I'm home all day long, so it seems a little bit longer, but on a normal basis, usually I have lunch meetings, I'm not home during lunch, or I go for photo shoot for an hour. So in between I have a lot of gaps. I'm not sitting down on my table for the entire hours. But yeah, just set up a time. For example, if you work at the regular office job like 8 to 5, work that, and don't, just because you're home, don't let that pass that time, because it's gonna drive you insane after a while. So just put a scheduled time and every day stick to that schedule, so you can be more productive. And you know, for example, when the time hits 6 o'clock, you know you're done for the day and you don't linger on. So that's one other tip that I can give you guys. Another tip is, if a job needs to be done today, do it today. Don't postpone it for tomorrow. Especially if you're a freelancer, you don't know what's gonna come tomorrow, and you can pile up jobs on top of each other that will not help you with your productivity. So one of the best things to do is to get the job done on a day that you can get it done. You know, don't, like, tasks are very important to finish on a daily basis, especially when you're working from home and no one is basically your boss. You're your own boss. You have to give that discipline to yourself to get the job done on the day that it needs to be done, so they don't all pile up. Love like time batching. I have a blog post on it for you guys. I'll link it in the description box below. It really helps me a lot with getting things done. It makes me be more productive and get more things done in a short period of time. Obviously it's an advantage to work from home. I can take break whenever I want, I can take lunch whenever I want, so it's a really good advantage. But I try to finish one task and then move on to the other one, so like that it's easier for me to manage the things that I'm doing. In regards to the workspace, always try to clean it up after you're done. Like every single day, as soon as I'm done with my work, either if it's the bedroom or here, I always put everything in its place that it's supposed to be. I don't leave it there, even though the next day I have to come and set it up again. But that's personally helps me a lot. I don't like to look at my living room as my office, even though it is my office, but that's only between the times of 8 to 6, and after that it is not. So I want to have that separation. It helps me to use my home in a better way personally. And another thing is always have a clean environment. You guys have no idea how important it is to have a clean environment, especially if you're working from home. Organizing, don't leave things like around. Obviously during the day I bring like my coffee cup here, my water cup here, then I eat lunch, then like I do everything almost here, but I try to clean up as I go. For example, if I have my coffee, like right now I have my coffee, after I'm done with it I take it to the sink. Even if I don't wash it, I take it to the sink. Same thing with my lunch plates and all of that. I try to do it at that moment, but sometimes, you know, life gets busy and work comes up and I can't do it, so that's okay, but just take it to the kitchen. And then same thing goes with your surroundings. Like I always try to keep everything organized. Having a busy surroundings when I work gives me personally anxiety. So that's why I always try to make my bed, so when I'm like working from my room, it's like organized and clean, so I don't feel claustrophobic. If you're working with people inside your house, for example, if like 2 of you, 3 of you are working right now from home, I would say just give each other space and have a separate time together. It's so easy to just chat. Like right now, when I'm working from home, my sisters are not working, so like I keep chatting to them, they're watching TV and I get distracted. Just have that discipline to distance yourself when you need to. For example, if they're in the living room, I'll go to my room, or if they're in the room, I'll come to the living room to work, because I personally, when I'm writing, I need to have the focus. I put my headphones in, I listen to the music that like I usually listen to bossa nova while I'm writing. So that's what I do, even though if I'm sitting even in the living room and other people are in the living room as well. I just learned and give that discipline to myself to focus on the work I'm doing, and I don't get distracted, because I personally like to get things done at the moment and don't linger them around. It gives me anxiety when I know I have a piled up stuff to do that I can't do it. Obviously it's not the same with like projects that I have to wait for approval, or like projects that are out of my control, yeah, just give that space to other people to work too, so you can have a calm environment, because I know everyone is intense right now. But just generally speaking, just imagine it like an office. Each person has its own space that they work, and you guys chat once in a while, you get breaks, and just treat it like that. It will be easier to work, and each person, if they clean up after themselves, it's not going to become chaotic at the end of the day. Just to sum it all up, it would be make your bed, get dressed up, put a specific area for you to work, like create your little office, give yourself office hours, and clean up after yourself on a daily basis. I hope these tips help you guys to work a little bit better right now with everything going on. You feel a little bit more calm, a little bit more sane, and we're all in this together. Just know that this is temporary and it's gonna get better. I know for a fact it's very difficult. I'm lucky in the senses that I can work remotely, but my heart goes to people who cannot. My sister cannot work remotely. She works for a cardiologist office. The office is shut down, so she doesn't work. So I can understand how frustrating it can be. It is not ideal. I completely understand especially when it comes to having an income and relying on your income on a daily or weekly basis. I know it's easier said than done, but unfortunately with stressing out and thinking negatively, you damage your soul more, and that can do more damage in the long run to you. So try to be as positive as you can. It is hard. Just have a positive outlook on things. So this is not permanent. It will get better. Stay home for the sake of all of us. Stay home. Don't go out if not necessary. Stay home. That's all I can say. I know you heard it 100 times a day, but I'm gonna repeat it again. Stay home for the sake of all of us, so all of this can be over as soon as possible, and all of us, we can go back to our normal life. I will try to write a blog post so you guys have all of this in a blog post format as well, so if you want to like revisit it and go through it and read it, it's easier for you guys. I'm gonna go continue finishing my coffee. I haven't had breakfast yet, so I'm gonna go eat breakfast. I don't know for how long I've been talking, but I think this video is pretty long already, so I'm just gonna close it off here. It was just my few tips to you guys to how to work from home, just to make it a little bit more manageable for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what other tips do you guys have that I might be not using it and it might be helpful, or people who are watching this video can just read the comments and like learn a thing or two from each other. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys on my next video. Stay safe, stay home please, and I will see you guys on my next video. Bye.